Hello aspirants, and this video is for the 2 days. I'm sorry yesterday I was unable to give this video because of my problems in throat and I was a little bit ill too. And today, but I am just adding more topics in this video. And this is our course approach 365, and the 17th December and 18th December news is there. Okay, so current affairs there, and sources are already mentioned, and I am Shubhangini Dubai. You already know me now. I am a journalist by profession, and so let's get started. So, beginning it with the topics we are going to discuss. The first is Easter Island. The second is Bharat Bond Exchange Traded Fund. The third one is Asset Reconstruction Company. The fourth one is Hydrogen Fuel Center. Then Nightingale Site. Then Grid Pacific Garbage Patch. Then National Ganga Council. Then Strand Hog. Then Crystal Awards. Then general elections in UK, sustainable development cell is there. Then online waste exchange. Then mental health awareness. Then first meeting of National Ganga Council, and then vintage vehicles. Okay, so there is one common topic. Okay, first is that mental health awareness and the crystal award. Okay, so this is a common topic, so it will be alike. Okay, so beginning it with the Easter Island. Okay, so it is popularly called as Easter Island, and it is an enigmatic statue in the Rapa Nui. Okay, and it has been built by the ancient carvers with a belief that Maui, that is monoliths, could boost agriculture fertility and crystal food supplies according to the study. Okay, so basically United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, that is UNESCO, it has named Easter Island a World Heritage Site in 1995. Okay, and with most of the island sacred sites protected with Rapa Nui National Park. Okay, so it is now the enigmatic statues have been seen is in the Rapa Nui National Park, Rapa Nui. That's why it was in news. So I had just mentioned here. This is the child, and here is the Pacific Ocean, and here is the Hawaii, and here is the Easter Island. Okay, so this is about the Easter Island. Moving on to the next topic, Bharat Bond Exchange Traded Fund. Okay, so ETF is the Exchange Traded Fund. So recently, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs have given its approval, basically for the creation and launch of the Bharat Bond Exchange Traded Fund. Okay, so why it is to create an additional source of funding for the central public sector undertakings. Okay, that means CPSUs. Okay, then central public sector enterprises is there, central public finance institutions are there, and other government organizations are there, which will be like an additional source of funding will be there from Bharat Bond Exchange Traded Fund. Okay, and it would be the first corporate bond in the country. Till now, there was no corporate bond. Bharat bond is the only corporate bond. Okay, though then exchange traded fund, it will be a basket of bond which will be issued by this and any other government organizations bond, and initially at AAA rated bond. Okay, AAA rated bonds will be there. Okay, and these will be having fixed maturity dates, just like FDs are having maturity dates. Just like exchange traded fund will be also having the fixed maturity days. As of now, it will be having two maturity series, 3 and 10 years. Okay, so this is about the exchange traded fund. Each series will have a separate index of the same maturity series. So this is about the Bharat Bond Exchange Traded Fund. Moving on to the next topic, Asset Reconstruction Company. Okay, so what it refers, so it refers to conversion of non-performing assets into the performing assets. Okay, so basically an asset reconstruction company, it is a specialized financial institution. It is also a financial institution which buy the NPAs. Okay, and or bad assets from banks and financial institutions, so that the latter can clean up their balance sheet. Okay, so by buying of the non performing assets, there are so many non performing assets for a company. So asset reconstruction company buy those non performing assets, or they are also known as the bad assets. Okay, so here is the act SARFAESI. There is an act which was introduced in 2002, and it provides the legal basis for setting up of ARCs in India. Okay, so it should be have a minimum net owned fund of rupees 2 crore and have to maintain a capital adequacy ratio of 15% of its risk weighted assets. Okay, so net owned fund, minimum net owned fund in the ARC is the 2 crore. Okay, and it have to maintain a capital adequacy ratio of 15% of its risk weighted assets. So this is about the asset reconstruction company. Moving on to the next topic, that is hydrogen fuel cell. Okay, so what it is? So fuel cells, electric vehicles use hydrogen as a source of fuel and an oxygen to create electricity by an electrochemical process. So this is about the fuel cell that electric vehicles uses hydrogen, okay, and as a source of fuel, and there is an oxidant at which creates the electricity with the help of electrochemical process. Then fuels combines with hydrogen and oxygen and it generate an electric current, and water being the only byproduct. Okay, so like conventional batteries, it converts chemical energy into electrical energy. So this is about the hydrogen fuel cell. Now how it get differed from the battery which is operated in other vehicles. So from it differed from battery operated vehicles which stores energy, whereas fuel cell rely on a constant supply of fuel and the oxygen. Okay, so it is there are it stores the energy. In other vehicles there are the energies stored. Okay, so whenever we are using a car, so somehow it get charged and energy is stored. Okay, but in this there is a continuous supply of fuel and the oxygen. Okay, then it is similar to the combustion engine with constant supply of fuel, but there will be no moving parts as in the combustion engine. So it is most probably it's like a combustion engine. This is about the hydrogen fuel cell. Moving on to the next topic, Nightingale Site. Okay, so what it is? So recently NASA have identified the target area which is known as the Nightingale Site. So it is about the science and technology, or the we can say space technology. Okay, so it is about the NASA to collect sample from an asteroids and return to Earth. Okay, so in the Nightingale Site, one can samples can be collected from asteroid and it will be returned to Earth. The site is just 16 meter across and sits inside a larger crater in Bennu's northern hemisphere. Okay, so this is about the site, that it is just 16 meter across and sits inside a large crater. Okay, now asteroid Bennu, what it is? So the origin is interpretation resource identification was launched by NASA in 2016. This OSIRIS REX. Okay, the full form of this is Resource Identification Security Regolith Explorer. Okay, it was launched by NASA in 2016. What its target is near Earth asteroid called Bennu. Okay, so this is about the NASA's project. This is the Explorer which is launched by NASA and it targets the asteroid Bennu. It will be NASA's first to collect samples from an asteroid and return to Earth. Okay, so it is a first one which will be collecting the samples and will return to Earth. Then it will help scientists investigate how planets formed and how life began. Okay, so somehow if samples from asteroids will be there, then it will help NASA's and scientists from the nation or from the organization, that how planet formed and how life began, as well as improve our understanding of asteroids that could impact the Earth. Okay, so this is about the Nightingale Site. The next topic is Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Okay, so also referred as the Pacific Trash Vortex. It is a gyre of marine debris particles in the North Central Pacific Ocean. Marine debris means all the whatever waste it is there in the marine. Okay, so collection of plastic and floating trash originates from Pacific Rim, including countries in Asia, North America and the South America. So this is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. This is the patch, and patch is actually two enormous masses of ever-growing garbage. The eastern garbage patch, these are the garbage patch. Okay, whenever you are going to see any corners of the oceans, okay, beaches in the oceans, so you will see that there is a large great patches of garbage is there nowadays. Okay, it's horrible, and in this there is a ever growing, it is a continuously growing enormous mass is there. Okay, so the eastern garbage patch which lies between the Hawaii and the California. Okay, this is about the eastern garbage patch Hawaii, and it is about the Pacific Oceans. Okay, so it lies between Hawaii and California, and the western garbage patch extended east from Japan to the Hawaiian island. Okay, so eastern garbage patch and the western garbage patch. So an ocean current connects the two patches. Okay, so there is an ocean current which connects both the patches. The vortex is characterized by exceptionally high concentration of plastics, chemical sludge, wood pulp, and other debris trapped by the currents of the North Pacific. Okay, so there are two types of currents you have already studied in geography. There is hot current and cold current. So because of the current which flows in the oceans, most of these trash has been trapped. Okay, so it is having plastic, chemical sludge, wood pulp, and a large quantity of debris is there which is trapped by the currents in the North Pacific. Then another topic is National Ganga Council. Okay, so Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he have recently chaired the first meeting of the National Ganga Council in Kanpur. The council was constituted in 2016, that means 2016, to oversee a cleaning of the Ganga, but it's supposed to meet at least once a year. Okay, so this was chairing, and first meeting of National Ganga Council happened, but we are going to discuss this again in another slide. Okay, then another topic is Strand Hog. So it is about the Union Home Ministry. The ministry have recently sent an alert to all states warning them about the vulnerability of the Android operating system to a bug called Strand Hog that allows real-time malware applications to pose as genuine application as access user data of all kind. Okay, so it basically allows the real-time malware applications. Okay, while all version of Android including Android 10 are vulnerable to this bug. So just keep this in mind that Strand Hog is a new bug and it may not be apparent to the affected user that malware application are already on board their device. Okay, so this is a bug, and these malware can potentially listen to the conversations, access photo albums. So it's alarming cause. Okay, and it can also access to the read and send messages, calls, record conversations, and get login credentials to various accounts. Okay, so this is about a alert which recently Union Home Ministry has launched. Okay, and it is also a threat to the genuine applications. Okay, this apart, things such as malware can access include private images, files, contact details, calls log. Oh no, what else will be left? Everything can be there. Okay, so keep this in mind. Strand Hog is a very dangerous bug. Okay, and it can access all of your files. Okay, it is very potential bug. So this is about the Strand Hog. From the name itself, sometime it's clear. Okay, then this is the Crystal Award. Okay, so awarded by the World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum is there and hosted by World Economic Forum's World's Arts Forum. Okay, the award recognizes as well as celebrates the achievement of leading artists and the cultural figures whose leadership inspires inclusive and sustainable change. Okay, so this is about the Crystal Award. Okay, keep this in mind that World Economic Forum awards this Crystal Awards. Okay, and why it was in news? Because 26th annual Crystal Award for the year 2020 have been announced, and in next slide we are going to discuss more about the Crystal Award, which celebrity of India have won it. Okay, moving on to the next topic, general elections in United Kingdom. Okay, so as we know, Boris Johnson and his ruling Conservative Party, they have secured a dominance in the UK politics, and for the next 5 years and maybe for 10, but just for he will do that, dominance remains unclear. Okay, so this is about the Boris Johnson have won the elections and the dominance in UK politics is there, and there is a lot more coming regarding the terms of details in the UK's withdrawal from the European Union, and but the underlying political dynamic has changed irreversibly. Okay, so attributes to Brexit will play a major role in determining the future, because this is the one, Boris Johnson is the one who is going to play the major role for exiting the Britain from the European Union. Okay, so this is an important news, and relations between the UK government in London and Scotland devolted government in Edinburgh are likely. This is not that much important point. So keep this in mind that Boris Johnson had won the election in the United Kingdom. Okay. Then another topic is Sustainable Development Cell. Okay, so now these cells will be established by the Ministry of Coal, and it will be there to promote the environmentally sustainable coal mining in the country. Okay, so sustainable coal mining will be there and address environmental concerns during the decommissioning or closure of mines, it said. So the SDC, that means the Sustainable Development Cell, it will advise, it will mentor, it will plan and monitor the mitigation measures taken by the coal companies for maximizing utilization of available resources. Okay, so somehow it will be eco-friendly. Okay, and in the sustainable way. Okay, and it will also minimize the adverse impact of mining and for future ecosystem services, and will act as a nodal point at Ministry of Coal level in this matter. Okay, so Sustainable Development Cell for the mining have been established. The cell will also formulate the future policy framework for environmental mitigation measures, including the mine closure fund. Okay, so this is about the Sustainable Development Cell. Then online waste exchange. Okay, So Chennai residents, it is about the news of Chennai, and they can now buy and sell the reusable and recycled products online. Okay, as a Greater Chennai Corporation on Friday launched a new website that facilitates waste trading. Now there has been an online waste exchanges there, and waste trading have been started, and it is first of its kind website in India, which is as the madraswasteexchange.com. Okay, so this is the name of the website, and it has variety of products, and it is also made from dry and waste such as school bags, slippers, vermicompost, manure, coconut powder, lemon dishwash, among other products. So there are so many products, out of which some of are mentioned here. Okay, and it will be priced suitably and is available in 210 resource recovery point across the city. Okay, residents can visit the website and sign up for free. Okay, so this is about the online waste exchange. They, if they are sellers, they can drop the product in the RRPs in their area, and if they are buyers, they can choose from the available products in the RRP and purchase it on the website, and it will be using the debit and the credit card. So this is a very good initiative by the Chennai, and if there is any good initiative, then the other states should also apply that. Okay, so this is about the online waste exchange. Then another is mental health awareness. So I already said that there is a topic which we will read twice. So it was about the Crystal Awards and the mental health awareness. So it's the same one, because in the 26th annual Crystal Award, Deepika Padukone has won it, and she won it because for spreading awareness about the importance of the mental health. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know it or not, but Deepika Padukone suffered from the mental trauma or the depression from a very long time, but later when she came up, so the country supported her, and she started voicing her opinion on the importance of mental health through her foundation, the Live Love Love Foundation. Okay, so she started it in June 2015, this foundation, the Live Love Love Foundation. And through the program, the actor launched worldwide awareness and a de-stigma campaign that depression is something which must be cured, it should not be ignored. So somehow she is also organizing training sessions, research and lecture series. Okay, so which that feature some of the most known thinkers and the achievers. So this is about the Deepika Padukone. Then first meeting of National Ganga Council. Okay, so we have already learnt about it, but the outcome was the displeasure over the slow pace of Ganga cleaning program, that till now Ganga cleaning program had not done that much far. Okay, so Parliament panel just pulled the poor performance on the ground management water, and especially when the ground litter is fast depleting in the Ganga areas too. Okay, so the meeting happened in Kanpur, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi organized it, headed it, sorry. Now another topic is the vintage vehicle. Okay, so the news is about, in the wake of Ministry of Road Transport, it released a draft notification that now it will allow the older than 50 years of registration of the vintage car at a cost of rupees 20,000. So the news is like, now there is a like scrappage policy is going to come. So Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has released a draft that vintage car can come in the roads only for rallies. Okay, so not for the daily use, daily purpose, but it can be used in during rallies. Okay, and a cost of rupees 20,000 registration will be there for the cars which are older than 50 years. Okay, and this is about the vintage vehicle. Then now people who are possessing the vintage vehicle, they can do the registration and they can use them during release. Okay, and they can keep those vintage cars. Okay, I wish I have one. So these are the vintage vehicles, drive on vintage cars, and proposed fee for registration is 20,000, which will be valid for the 10 years. Vintage cars cannot be used for regular commercial purpose, as I already said that it will be used for the release. Okay, and there will be a VA plate, registration plate after state code. Okay, so this is about the vintage vehicles. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want the PDF of this lecture, just log into plushpramesh.in. Here I have already mentioned the link. Okay, and you can get the PDF of the particular lecture. Okay, from tomorrow we will discuss another topics which will be the very recent for today. Thanks for watching.